and gentlemen, welcome back to Moto with Tony Mo. That actually sounds really good. If I ever have to retire my career as an attempted YouTube gaming commentator and go to become a full-on motovlogger, I'll be welcome to Moto with Tony Mo. That works perfectly. I can see it on t-shirts already. So we're out on the sport bike again, recognizing just how useless it is as we drive in a straight line at 4,500 RPM in fifth gear, just to keep the bike quiet. And then every once in a while go slightly quick and then realize we're going into a school zone and then slow down, way down, because no one wants a ticket in a school zone. Plus there's children about. I'm honestly not a fan of speeding in areas where you shouldn't. And this is definitely not one of them. This is a very long straight road with a ton of driveways and a ton of traffic because everybody's going to school. Because it's Monday morning and it is roughly 8 o'clock. And I'm on a motorcycle! That guy's gonna be there in the car forever. Anyhow, as I was saying, what was I saying actually? Oh, Monday morning. It's super early Monday morning. Wicked early, 8 o'clock-ish. I work weird hours. I usually work on the weekend, and when I work on the weekend, I have off several days after that. So I end up getting to ride around Monday mornings on what I thought would be quiet for some reason. In my brain, I'm like, it'll be a quiet morning. No. There's a lot of cars on the road, actually. So we're going to try and find a small road off here. If we go far enough, fast enough, we'll eventually get to the country, and we can hang out in there. Granted, our country here in outside of, Cheektowaga, Buffalo, New York area, it's kind of hit or miss for roads. Some roads, you can find some really good stuff. I've looked on maps, and we've actually went and ridden a couple. But out here, there's nothing. It's like this grid. It's just a big old grid. And nothing else is here. It's very disappointing. But it is what it is. So, the big deal about today's ride is... actually, I just got a whole smorgasbord of stuff to talk about. I really like that word. I always use it for some reason. I have a large variety of topics I would like to discuss with you today. That's the best way to put it. Stay green! Stay green! Thank you, Mr. Light. That guy usually has some really cool... Oh, there we go. I was going to say. He's usually got some really cool old hot rods. He had a T-Bird there for the longest time. That guy has a Viper. These are decent houses out here. Because it's not super far out in the country. And you're close to some schools. But you have a lot of property. I mean, the houses are just nice. And the yards are huge. I can't have a small yard. That's the one thing. I grew up with a big, large area of fields behind my house. So it was a great place to just chill out and be a kid. Play paintball, play airsoft, muck about, make tree forts, fall out of trees. All the good ruckus that keeps you from doing drugs and alcohol. Or so the world would have you believe. I had plenty of friends who turned down good times hanging out in a tree fort and playing paintball for drugs and alcohol. So it's all about those decisions. I didn't know this place closed down even. Hello, biker. Hello, hello. So, gaming-wise, what are we going to talk about today gaming-wise? Because I'm a gaming channel. I should talk about games. I'm a bit delirious because it's early. There's a couple topics I was thinking about the last couple days. All worth discussing. It's just a matter of which one shall we discuss first. That is really the question here. Let's just go on the green light first. So, close that. This guy's just like, I'm just gonna drive in your lane. Nice job. Okay, I thought it was a guy in a motorcycle. It's a guy in a moped. I'm not sure that qualifies. With the pumpkin. That's been there since I was 2. I kid you not. It's one of the oldest farms around. Very small farm, but it's been there forever. They're doing something right. Alright, so video games. Video games, right? It's the thing that makes the world go round, or however that song goes. All right. Well, we can talk about the lack of trust that the consumer seems to have for game developers. As of recently, I think it's worse than it ever has been, and this is well-founded lack of trust, in my opinion. I definitely agree with people on this. We can talk about the huge dilemma with the price of DLC regarding the cost of just things in general, and the amount of money that you get for things. Let's see what we got. The Witcher's coming out. You know what I really, really want to talk about, actually, and this kind of ties in with the whole not trusting developers thing? The ridiculously insane push on pre-orders, which I think is bigger than it's ever been. I mean, I thought it was bad last year. Like, pre-order, get this free gun and this cool-looking piece of armor. Woo! Whoop-de-doo! I mean, this whole pre-order thing has turned people who were all about, picking up some sort of a collector's edition, getting in-game content, into people who don't even care about that anymore. But you always had the two sides of the coin. Some people like actual physical content. Some people say, "Wow, I don't need more junk in my house." And then some people, like the idea of in-game content. But it's like all this pre-order bonus crap is just it's gone out the window. But the latest fashion in AAA gaming is to let people pre-order your game as soon as you announce it, before we even have seen actual gameplay. And I would say that Evolve pretty much started this trend. Now you have Star Wars Battlefront, the one that everybody's doubting, and then they give a lot of reason to doubt that game. Pre-orders, talking about DLC already. But yeah, I mean, as soon as they announce that game, boom, there's like an advertisement at the end of the trailer. Pre-order your copy now! No. Like you're a car salesman or something. The game's not going anywhere. It's not even in beta yet. If you're even going to do a beta. Like, we haven't even seen the friggin' thing. What? And then Call of Duty Black Ops goes and does the same thing. Albeit, I honestly just believe that game is going to be really solid. I know a lot of people just like to hate on Call of Duty, but Treyarch makes some good games. And, I'm confident that they're going to pull something together. It's going to be a good, it may not be this groundbreaking, ridiculous experience that like this large group of people want it to be, but the people who play Call of Duty are going to love it. I mean, no doubt. That's how their franchise seems to work lately. For the most part, unless it's Infinity Ward. That was a huge bug. Cracking my windscreen. So, they did the same thing, though. It's like you can already preload, and then Xbox, Microsoft and Sony, they all tie in with it. Same thing with Steam, because they're letting you pre-order this game already. Like, pre-purchase it on the Xbox One, boom, you're ready to go. You'll be able to, pre-download it in like a week or so. Let's turn right. I have no idea where this is, but we're going to turn right. This is a shitty piece of road. Oh. Lowest cigarette prices in town. It's like that sign, actually. I mean, you haven't even gone inside to see what kind of smokes they have, if you actually smoke, but they're telling you it's the lowest prices around, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and Star Wars Battlefront are like, you want this game. We know you do. You haven't even seen it yet in action, apart from a tiny trailer, but you know that you want it, and you should probably pre-order it and give us all of your money on a non-refundable basis right now. Like, I mean, if you don't see a problem with that, then, what the hell? I mean, some people just have money, I understand, but it's the ethics there that I think bother people more than anything else. I've never been over here. It's a nice little creek, though. Hello? Man on a crane thing of sorts. This is a sketchy, tiny road with a lot of blind corners that I don't know. I'm gonna take it easy here. This is actually nice, though. We found someplace good for once. Woo! Probably getting really loud. My mic's probably maxing out, but I kind of think I know where this is, vaguely. So yeah, I mean, pre-orders, it's just gotten out of hand. I mean, your game doesn't come out till November or October, whenever. and you've already got, you know, just pre-orders available. You're already in talks with GameStop and Best Buy and Amazon for pre-order bonuses. Come on. It's getting old, man. It's late. It's getting very, very old. What road is this? Can we turn down this road? This is Bullis. Let's see where it goes. How's that sound? Hello, hello. That's pretty much the only thing you can do on a crotch rocket. Unless you're going to break the speed limit all the time, which I don't feel safe doing in any of these areas. You can just accelerate quickly. See how far you can twist it before the back end doesn't hook up. So yeah, pre-order stuff, way out of control, man. Just way bonkers, out of control. What are they doing? Don't pre-order the games anymore. I mean, I know a lot of people have been saying this for a very long time. Just, at least if you're gonna pre-order, wait till you actually see the game. I mean, there's a beta. There's a beta for Call of Duty, you know, and I know they're saying, like, that's one of their big incentives, which drives me crazy. Oh my god, it really does. I mean, I know they're gonna get a boatload of people on this thing, so it doesn't matter if they force people to pre-order in order to get access to the beta. But you know what I say to that? You know what I say to that? All of you out there, all of you young children and men and women who might be playing these games who don't have much cash and really want into the beta, here's what you do. All right, you go on Amazon, you have your Amazon account, you ask a parent, make sure it's okay with them, of course, first. Maybe you have your own Amazon account, I don't know. You pre-order the game, right? As many copies as you like, to be frank. They send you multiple codes, depending on the number of copies you pre-ordered, for your beta. Once you receive those codes, you go to the website, you enter them in, cancel pre-order on Amazon, boom! Instant beta key. And there's nothing they can do about it. I mean, that's just Amazon does not charge your card until the product actually ships. Which is something that I really genuinely wish Microsoft and PlayStation would start doing. Like, you have people who are paying for games on Xbox, on the digital marketplace, well before they're out, and they're charged immediately for them. It makes more sense that you don't charge someone until the product is in their hands. And I know with the digital purchase, it's like, well, now you own the license, so essentially it's the same thing, but, you know, whatever, I guess. That's another discussion we could have another day. This is one of those days where I would honestly just follow this road for, like, you know, hours and hours on end probably. But I just realized that I just hit my reserve on my gas tank. I don't have any money on me right now to get gas. However, the nice thing about this bike is this gas tank is huge. I got a 1.75 gallon reserve. It doesn't get much better than that. Nice little Saab. So yeah, I mean, make sure you guys let me know what your whole thought is on the pre-order chaos. I mean, most people just agree, which is why I find it absolutely crazy that it's still happening. Obviously people are still pre-ordering these games in this fashion, and, you know, it's time for things to change. You know, I mean, come on, stop pre-ordering games, guys. Just buy them the next day. The thing is, it's hard too from a blue-collar sense. A lot of people just think that everyone's as broke as they are. But there's a lot of people out there who are doing pretty well in life, and gaming's their hobby, and it's very easy for them to spend cash on it. You know, it's not a concern at all. So to pre-order something that they know they're probably going to like anyways, even if the game in the end ends up being kind of mediocre, it's not a huge deal to them. You know, I mean, it's just, that's how it is with things. And I think we can make a good comparison to this because, you know, we're all talking about, you know, the cost of Destiny recently I've been talking about, and the $20 DLC packs, but how many people spend more than $20 just in 2 days on, you know, simple pleasantries, coffee, cigarettes, alcohol, you know, whatever, pick your poison, lottery. I mean, I see it every day at my job. I have no idea where I am. We're gonna go to the right. This is transit road. I could get on the thruway and just buzz my way back home. They've got a turn light. We're going. Oh, okay. I actually know where I am. Wait, do I? No, I don't know where I am. I'm on Transit Road. That's good to know. This is actually not at all where I want to be. But, you know, I mean, so, you know, it does come down to perspective in a big way when it comes to money and the cost of things. And really the reason that there's such a big focus, I believe, on all of these issues is because it's becoming a rising trend. You know, obviously money is, like, games and things are starting to cost more. DLC packs are starting to cost more. We're getting less in them. So yes, the discussion has arisen. You know, and there's many sides to it. And to be honest, I'm just so torn as to what side I'm on. Because I guess the way I've always kind of focused my life, you know, as someone who's always wanted to be sort of an entrepreneur and do their own thing and make their own money was, I really don't want to be in this lane, was, you know, that I want to just work hard enough and get to the point where I don't have to think about money so much. Like, yes, I'm not going to be a blind moron and buy like a golden porta potty to put in my backyard or something. But, you know, to not have to really be concerned that I really want to play the Destiny expansion, but it's $20. You know, like, I don't want to have to look at things that way. So, I mean, I'm not at all justifying the cost of those expansions or any of that stuff. Oh, we should have turned down that road. Damn it. Damn it. Let's turn around. What do you guys say? Oh, okay, let's turn around up there. There's no way we're hitting that turn. What's up? UV. I think I need air in my front tire. It's feeling a little squishy. As I said, though, I'm not trying to justify that. I do think there are definitely issues with DLC cost and the quantity of the product and how it's delivered to the consumer. I mean, don't get me wrong there. Just a little bit of a self-conflicting situation I have with all these price points and things. You guys remember this road, right? That's a good bit of road. The nice thing about the exhaust on this bike is it can be so quiet. I mean, and a lot of it has to do with the way the exhaust is tuned in combination with this bike's rev limit, which, I mean, you're talking in the green for shifts around nine grand. I usually shift well before that. And you know, 10 to 13,000 is where you start redlining. Really need to adjust my front brake lever. All these things I'm realizing from the bike sitting in the garage, having not ridden it last year. I was messing about replacing levers and lubing cables and such, and my front brake lever is way too close to my hand. Like, I've got to pull it all the way into the throttle just to apply it. So I'm not using it, and that's it's like 75% of my braking right there. Lost my train of thought. Anyway, sorry, I guess I'll never finish that memory. God. All right, so, I mean, let's talk a little bit about game releases, right? Game releases for this month. Obviously, The Witcher 3. That's a big one, right? Everybody's stoked for that. Everybody's really stoked for that. Speaking of that, I actually made enough money on YouTube over the last 2 months to pay for my copy of The Witcher 3. That's exciting. That is genuinely exciting, without a doubt. This Tuesday, actually, tomorrow, we have Wolfenstein: The New Blood, the pre-sequel to Wolfenstein: The New Order, which most people didn't play, and is still one of my all-time favorite sort of retro modern first-person shooters. I mean, that game is outstandingly good. It's so lengthy for an FPS, but you don't realize that. You just play it, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, that was like 15 hours on hard or whatever. You know, the game is just exceptional. I really enjoyed it. It just had the right amount of just like intensity, and I don't really want to say shock value, because I think that kind of implies they did it for the sake of shock. But there is some shock value to the way the story is delivered and the characters, and Thank you so much for pulling out. Like, if you're gonna pull out like that, I want to see you smoking the tires, man. Just like Dukes of Hazzards coming out of that thing, like. I guess he had a lot of room. So I'm excited for that. I mean, there's really not much else. At least not as of yet. And everything else is end of the year because it's the summer lull, right? It's good. I get to spend my money on my motorcycle instead of on video games. So that's that. That is that. But nope, school zone. Bus pulling out. I'm gonna go get some gas. That's what I'm gonna do. And you know, let me know everything you guys have to say, however you feel about the pre-order stuff, about the DLC, and you know, I probably ask this like every 4th video. But what games are you excited for in the coming months? I know there's really not much, and everybody's pretty much gonna say The Witcher 3. But hey, let me know in the comment section below anyways. And maybe one day we'll actually go someplace cool on the bike. I just haven't had the time. I'm kind of always like running on a tight schedule, so I just get out for a brief ride. But I'd like to get my brother and, you know, go bomb somewhere. Just like get out of town, take a ride. I'm actually looking this summer, considering going to see my friends. They're not living too far away now, so that'll be a nice little road trip if I decide to do it on the bike. I really don't know. It's a matter of preparation, making sure you have all the spare stuff you need to go take a, you know, ride where you could possibly have a breakdown. I mean, people don't think about that. You can't just get on a bike and just drive. Even if it's a bike in good condition, you know, there's still concerns there. That's it for me, though, guys. I'll see you in the next one.